If you're spending hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars on a house, wouldn't you want to know that you are buying a home that can really become a space that you're going to love rather than just, another space? We don't just buy homes to sleep in. We live in them. We celebrate birthdays there. We work from home now. We raise our families. We create memories. We relax and unwind. We cook. We take care of the yard. We have backyard barbecues. And you have your curated closet and all of these things, your children's special spaces and spaces for creativity. And shouldn't it be a place that genuinely positively affects your mood every day? So today I want to talk about layers of design, because I want to talk about like sort of reverse engineering, starting with sort of, what kind of home you want to buy. We used to talk about, or, we still do sometimes talk about how many bedrooms do you want? How many square feet, blah, blah, blah. But more importantly is how do you want that home to function? Do you need a quiet space to office? Do you and your spouse both need quiet spaces to office? Is your family growing? You have more kids. You had two, now you have four. Is it lots of pets and needs certain kind of flooring? Do you have some dreams and some goals you want to achieve? Hobbies, interests, passions, all these things come into play when you are looking for a home. Today, I'm going to show you the 5 layers to design in a home, because as we know what you're looking for, and I would love to help you go through this. I absolutely love this piece of it. Not only can I do the spreadsheet and the numbers, I can also do all the design, the art. So I'm sort of right brain, left brain, but in my team, we also want to hear everything you want and go from there to help match you with the right community, the right space, the right kind of design that will fit your lifestyle. This lifestyle piece is really important in choosing a home. So, and the thing is, when a home, there's a feeling. You've ever walked in a home and been like, oh, this just feels right. Well, that's a combination of things that maybe you're even subconsciously picking up on. But when a home feels functional, calming, inspiring, beautiful, and unique to you, that's something that increases your mood every day. And that's something that makes it not just a house, but a home. So today I'm going to show you the 5 layers that create a beautiful space and will help you use your dollars in the smartest way you can. And stay to the end, because the last 2 layers are the ones that most people overlook, and they end up making a huge amount of impact. So layer 1, the bones. You've heard that. This house has good bones. This is where everything starts. The floor plan, the ceiling heights, the room proportions, the placement of the doors, placements of things like, light switches and HVAC controls, the roof lines, the exterior elevation. And by elevation, I mean, what does the front look like? That's a big piece of the curb appeal. With the elevation is the actual architectural design of the front and the finish outs. What is the lot like? What are the views from the house? How is the kitchen placed, arranged, laid out? How does it function? The fireplace, the garage orientation, how far it is from the garage to bring in the groceries, how and what kind of, on those levels, like what kind of tiles on the fireplace, what kind of flooring, what kind of countertops and cabinets, all that kind of thing. That's kind of the first layer of the house. It also helps to kind of have like maybe some inspiration images, like do you like a French chateau style? Do you like something modern, like mid-century modern? Or do you like something more contemporary? Do you like something that's more like an Italian villa or a Spanish revival, a farmhouse style, a Tudor style? Knowing that, like I like to see the continuity of what is happening on the outside somewhat come inside, although you can sometimes do those a little differently and kind of find a way to merge those, but it works better when the outside is the book matches the cover, right? I don't know if that's the term, I don't know, but so here's the thing. That's the architecture, the piece. That's the bones piece. And when you have good bones and it's a base layer you can work with, you can even, change looks a little bit later on. So that's the first layer. The second layer that I like to look at is, how is the natural light coming in? When no lights are on in the house and just the lights coming in, the windows are open, what do we have? Is there some beautiful light coming in? Which way is the house oriented? Are neighboring houses blocking the light? Are the windows small? Are the windows big? Are they placed appropriately in the room? Are there skylights? Is there light coming in the front door? Is it blocked off? And you may want it blocked off. Glass doors, views, outside, all of those things make a difference in how that house is going to look and feel. It impacts the texture, the ability to work, the mood, everything about it. So two homes, just because of natural light, can look totally different. That's my second layer, the natural light. Third layer is the rest of the finish out, like some of the decorative tiles, the backsplashes, sort of these fixed items that adds some character. Maybe like if we're doing new construction, we get some of the walls to be left smooth or finished out smooth, so that you can do wallpaper, because wallpaper is back. Especially we're seeing it sometimes just as an accent wall in one room rather than the whole room, but wallpaper is back. Sometimes wallpaper is even behind a cabinet with floating shelves. I've seen that. That is beautiful. Some of the trim details, maybe you're going to have like coffered ceilings added. Maybe you want to have, I would even say getting a closet that's, got the extra finished out shelves or some built-in drawers and a little table in the middle of that finish, where you can have a dressing table. So those built-ins, the ceiling treatments, details, like maybe you put some tile drenching up the wall, coming down a wall, wallpaper, Venetian plaster, everything like that. And where, I don't want you to necessarily follow every trend, but I do want you to know that the white on white kitchens and everything, that's kind of out. Gray, the gray days, gone are the great days of gray. We're going into color. And but to say that you still love gray, you do gray, but we're seeing color, and we're seeing warmer tones. We're seeing wood tones and painted colors on cabinets. We're seeing jewel tones, Ralph Lauren aesthetic coming back. We're seeing florals and prints and patterns and stripes, and just people are having more playfulness and fun. And you see it that started in fashion several years ago, and then the home decor follows a few years behind what's happening in fashion, if you kind of want to know what's coming up next. But that was the third layer. The fourth layer is more like your fabrics and your furniture. So your window treatments, we're seeing Rowan shades, we're seeing panels that come all the way down to the ground. We're seeing patterned pillows, solid fluffy pillows, and we're seeing window seats with seated padded seating. We're seeing big dining room tables again with 8 chairs around, so lots of people can sit and people can entertain at home. We're seeing layered bedding, not just in whites, but more color, more accents, more texture, more layers. And so we're also seeing, I always like to have, you can, I do love, leather. I love velvet. I love rich, embroidered kind of wide trims, things like that, things that add like a little bit of a luxury to the place. And I mean, also pillows that have like a really luxurious feel, mixing stripes with florals, all those kind of things. And some of that can be, accomplished with, you can have some neutral furniture, but then you could have a few pieces that have the pattern or the color. And then the pillows and the drapes, you can really have a lot of fun with pattern and color, also with the rugs. So rugs is a really great place to start. Also a great place to start is have a few inspiration pieces. I love it when people say, oh, I love this piece of artwork. And that can tell me so much about like where we're gonna go with this house. Or I love this pillow. I love this piece of fashion, a dress or something like that. We can really bounce a lot off of, extrapolate a whole lot of direction from things that you already love, images that you love. So then the next layer, so that layer with some of the furnishings and the fabrics, that is really a place to add a lot of texture and warmth and color and interest and comfort to your house. And then layer 5, we're coming back to the lighting again, but now we're doing the artificial lighting. And we're going to be doing the jewelry. So at this point, you might even want to take out some of what the builder's going to put in for lighting. A lot of times they only offer certain lighting, or if it's an older house, just updating that lighting really helps. And also the fixtures go into this one. Like, are we going to do gold fixtures? Are we going to do the new rubbed brushed bronze kind of fixtures, silver, black? Mixed metals. You can have 2 or 3 metals, now like in a kitchen where we are seeing that stainless steel and gold, or, black and gold. But it's up to you. It's what you like. So now we're doing the lighting, like, maybe some lighting specifically on some artwork, having really good lighting in, your task areas, like your kitchen, your closets, your, bathrooms where maybe not as much natural light is coming in, so how to balance that out. And maybe even, there's so many great options with lighting now. You might want some lighting on dimmers, you might want lighting under the kitchen cabinet tops, but kind of having a vision for that early, even if you're adding that with a little bit of time, I think that's really helpful, because lighting is so important, as is, the hardware, the faucets, all of those kind of, and then your accessories, your this is also, well, either layer 5 or 4, I would put artwork. I sort of put those into both, because artwork could be a very much an inspiration piece for choosing your fabric colors, choosing your rugs, choosing all of that. It can fit in right there in 4. It can also fit in here in 5 with the jewelry, florals, artwork, some sort of functional, interesting pieces around, candlesticks, accessories, books. I personally love books. So, and books you can use to stack and get height, get color in your bookcase. You can use them in all kinds of ways. Plus, they're just something interesting there for guests to look at when they're, maybe just at your house. It makes them feel like they don't, like maybe they can just relax and sit and look at a book. I think that's very welcoming. So these last 2 layers I'm talking about, these furnishings, the jewelry, the light, the art, the rugs, the hardware, all of those things, play into your overall vision for a house. Those things create drama and mood, and it's nice to have the house be a reflection of you and how you live and what you want. But also, and when we're thinking through all this, we also want to think about, what are my dollars worth? Like, where do I want to put my money? Hey, I'm going to be in this house for 5 years, then I'm going to resell it. And maybe, there's certain things on the list that might not be as important when you start realizing that's not going to get me the return on my investment as well. But you also have to remember, you're living in the house, you should love it and you should enjoy it. But do keep somewhat of an eye to resale as well. I think kitchens are a great place to add money. Maybe spending extra money on an upgraded hood maybe spending extra money putting drawers in for the under cabinets. A really nice solid stone surface. That's one thing we're seeing. We're not, quartz is beautiful. We've been seeing it for a long time. We're not seeing as much as the white quartz. We're seeing more natural stone countertops coming in. So that's something to think about. I think you can get your money back a lot on that. Whereas, you know, a highly customized closet, if this isn't like a really expensive level of house, you may not get your money back on that. But if that's what you want to do, then, you know, then do that by all means. By the way, my name's Janae Reeder, and I would love it if you would subscribe to the channel below. That helps me keep making these videos. And I'm your local Dallas area real estate expert. I've lived and grown up in Weatherford, Parker County. I raised my kids in far North Dallas, going to Plano schools, and now, you know, in experience the edge of Denton County. So I really do know a lot of areas. My kids are raised. I've been through life stages, and I've staged models. I love to, you know, hear about what you like, what exactly you're wanting to look for, and try to match your personality, your style with a home that's really gonna be able to allow you to create these layers and make it like you want it, rather than fighting with the style of the home just because it has the right number of bedrooms. So keep all that in mind, and remember, we really appreciate you watching. Don't delay, call Janae. You can book a Zoom call right here. I love to have a Zoom call booked because it just goes right into my calendar, and I'm going to prioritize that time. You know, getting you the home you need is the first step, but to get you the home you want and that you love, and that really is going to serve what you need and what will inspire you and make you want to be at home, enjoying your home, and just want to take care of it and love it. And then that comes across. I can tell you one of the biggest things that comes across when I'm out with buyers looking at homes is people will sometimes comment, this home was loved. This home was cared for. This home, you know, people really made it special and took care of it. And so, you know, I don't want to just put people in houses. Like, I want to put people in homes where they create memories, do all these great things, and it feels like them and it feels special, and they have a little bit of some tools to know how to get there and not miss these final design stages. So if we think about what we want at the end, that helps us when we're out looking at the beginning. And I would love if you'd consider me as you're thinking about moving to Dallas, Texas, or, you know, moving within Dallas. You know, I do a lot with sellers as well. So, you know, we can help make both of those steps happen and get the house that is more ideal for you. So anyway, until next time, please watch some more videos.